Hey all brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield. Why am I looking at the floor? Hey all brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Satisfactory. Now, I have been busy, as I usually do, with connecting some stuff up. We've got some belt nonsense going on over this way. It got a little bit tricky in some spots. Ooh, right, so all of the underbelly for the smelters is done. We haven't connected up any of the miners just yet, but we'll get around to that. This myriad of belt nonsense is what's going on with the rest of it. So these are all connected up here. I haven't finished connecting everything into the foundries, but again, all of this is in place. And I just went with like a single bus line set of inputs for things because I couldn't be bothered to try and figure things out and, you know, properly split things, but provided it's fed with the correct amount of materials per minute, every machine will run perfectly fine. So to that end, we've got a little bit of belt merging and splitting to just get things running correctly, because the columns of 16, for the iron ingots anyway, they need 360 per minute, and one full column of smelters here will produce 300. So we've got 3 full columns up there, and then one that's just like a few other bits on the end. So these 3 first belts are being provided 300 from each column, and then the last column down at the end is splitting. It needs 120 to go off that way, and then 180 comes down here, splits 3 ways into 60, then add onto each of these belts, providing 360. So it should get fed perfectly well, and I think it's going to be pretty good once it all ends up and running. And I've also set up all of the train stations that I'm going to want for this place. So, right, down here, where we've got station 11 and 12, they're just the default names that came with the stations, so nothing to do with me. They are going to be for coal imports and limestone exports. So they're going to be kind of like the base materials thing. What have you grabbed from? Oh no, it's just that one. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at with all of the dismantling. Let's get rid of those bits. I will go about tidying everything up proper. There's still loads of floating bits here and there. But up here, if I can just about get myself up. Lovely. We've got Station 13, Boraz C, and Station 14. I think they started running out of names. So it's just station number. But these will be for... it's going to be encased industrial beams, concrete imports, and then steel pipes. Those are going to be the 3 exports from this place, I think. Because I don't think I need steel beams going anywhere. I mean, I need them for making like Mark III conveyors. I don't think they actually get used in anything too much on railways, so I'll probably want them for that. But otherwise, there's not really a massive need for them. Now, I just had a quick look through all of the structures that I can build, and none of them seem to need steel beams at all. And as far as I know, the only thing that they're really used in is making... Hang on, let's just dump this here and have a look. So, steel beams... Yeah, they get used in the encased industrial beams, but we're changing the recipe on that. Not going to be used for any of this stuff. Nah, there's no need to be making steel beams. Short of, the other, stuff like railways, really. So we can probably let that just fall by the wayside for the time being. We're not really going to need to worry about it too much. Do need to worry about extending out this platform a bit. But, yeah, I think today I'm going to start running numbers on what I can support as far as the productions go. So, for how many steel ingots we're going to be producing, how many constructors and then assemblers I'm going to be able to support. So, well, I'm going to have to run some numbers because I haven't done any of it yet. But I think we're going to be able to support quite a lot of production. So we're probably going to have more ridiculous numbers of constructors and everything. So yeah, let's see how we get on. I'm going to work out the numbers on this. So these numbers are going to be excessive. We've got 2,340 steel ingots a minute from this assembly, or from this set of foundries. And that's a 1-to-1 ratio for making steel pipes. So we're going to be making 2,340 steel pipes a minute through 156 constructors. So, I mean, that's just ridiculous enough in itself. Let's see what we can do with the encased industrial beams then. Oh boy. That means we can support 65 machines using the alternate encased industrial beam recipe. How much concrete is that going to be? That's going to need 1,300 concrete a minute, which is like just under 2 belts worth of concrete. Would that be on Mark 4 belts? Just under 3. That's not bad. And that would end up producing 390 encased industrial beams a minute. So that's pretty damn good. Whew, okay. Let me write some numbers down. Okay, now if I were to take... I'm trying to think how... like, what belts do I want to run all this on? So if I took 780 divided by 15... that's going to be 52 belts of steel ingots. At Mark 5. This is going to be a lot. I really need to think about this. I think I'm getting these numbers right. I kind of need somewhere to try and plot some stuff out. Okay, yeah, I completely worked out my numbers wrong on that one. So... Mark 1 belt, get the right buttons as well. Mark 1 belt will be able to support 4 constructors. Mark 2 will be able to support 8. A Mark 3 can support 18. A Mark 4 can support 32, and then a Mark 5 can support 52. So, if I were to go with... ooh, okay. Yeah, if I were to go with the Mark 5 belts... I'd only need like 3 Mark 5 belts to be able to support everything. So that would work out to 156. Yeah, 2,340 divided by 780, which is the speed of the belt, equals 3. So that could be an option. If I were to do that by 480, 4.85, 875... 270, 8.6 recurring, by 120, 19.5, and then obviously by 60, 39 belts. So I think we might go with the Mark 5 on this one, and we'll just have a ridiculous bank of machines. So 52 machines. Ooh. That's going to be a lot of constructors per bank. But I do need to figure out where they're going to go. So, obviously this is going to be the next stage of things. Of figuring out where things are going to go. And I'm thinking I might shift stuff over this way. We've got a lot of stuff that's in the way. Thoughts. Because I don't want to build everything over the smelters. Like, I do like having them... like uncovered for the most part, you know. So yeah, I think we might shift production over this side and worry about where the belts are going to be going later. I'm gonna drag this over so we can try and connect things a bit. At least give it like the semblance of being somewhat structured. And I suppose we should probably tear all this down so that we can requisition all of the materials. Except all the deconstruct stuff doesn't equate to the beacons. I've got to pick those up manually. Yeah. Which is kind of awkward, seeing as like half of them are now floating in midair. Right, come here. I don't want to spear myself in the face with you. Right, I think I've cleared the space. Good. And managed to get myself some concrete. I think I've got some in the car, so should pull that out and see what we've got. I don't have any in the car. Well, that's fucking helpful. I've got some here. So I'll leave a good bit of space between the station and where I want to start placing things, so I'll leave a gap of, say, 3 there, and that'll be like, this will be like the outside wall, so let's put a door in, just to, or a gate or something, just so I know where I'm at. We'll put that there, and then we can build out from this bit. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to set things up with this bit now, because I just realised this needs to be like a platform for the trains to come in on, so this bit might be ever so slightly in the way, because I also don't quite know how I'm going to be getting the trains in just yet. But this will be the end of that, so 1, 2, 3, that'll probably be where the train line will be coming in. In fact, let's get one of the train stations fully fleshed out. I think I've got some motors over this way. I need those to be able to put down the freight platforms. And then, yeah, we'll figure out where those rails are going to be going. Have I got motors around? I'm sure I have some somewhere in here. I don't, so I'm going to just dismantle the ones that are on the bottom floor when I'm in range. There we go. How am I missing materials? I just dismantled 2 freight platforms. Oh, I don't have enough space to be able to pick up the materials. That's the problem. Okay, give me those. What is it I can't carry? It's the concrete. That's not a problem. I just need everything else. Sometimes brain just doesn't want to fucking work, does it? Right, so we connect you there, pull you around. Okay, right off the edge. Fucking wonderful. And if that's, say, about there. Now, it's a 1 meter ramp. And as long as I can have enough height clearance to get a train underneath all of this, well, that'll be fine. But, yeah, it's going to be a bit snug. So I think this might need to be deleted for now. Figure out where over here on the floor it's going to go. So we'd have an input line like that. We'd have it offshoots go down as well. So how high is it I need the rails to be, or the floor to be above it? If I remember right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these to get above a train. So yeah, that would be about 8 meters. So we'd need our platform to be about here. It would help if I'd gone back over to the reinforced plate area, because I did some of this sort of stuff over there, didn't I? And I don't think I've got the materials for making a train to... no. Alright. I don't want to bring things too far over this way as well, because I want to extend the foundries out over this way. So... why do I feel like I'm just restricting myself on space? If I consider the edge of that around about here, that should be fine. So this will probably be where we sort out the initial underground stuff. This will be the far edge of it, so I'm going to mark this with a wall, like so. And now I'm going to figure out exactly how I want to set up all of these constructors. Because 52 divides quite nicely into both 2 and 4. It gets me 26 and 13 respectively, and I'm thinking of trying to condense down like the amount of banks into some slightly more smaller numbers. So maybe like, you know, 4 banks of 13 for each Mark 5 belt. Because, I don't know, doing a full bank of 52 is going to be kind of excessive. But then if I were to do... I don't know, it's figuring out how to feed everything properly and getting it all, you know, spot on. It's getting tricky now that we're getting into these bigger numbers. And it does mean that a lot of these build projects are taking longer to sort out just because I need time to process the numbers and figure out the scale of everything, and then it's doing all the actual work of putting everything in. It's getting a bit mad. I gotta say, it's getting a bit over the top. So what I'm gonna do? Let's shove a couple of bits of foundation here. I want to stick a lookout tower up around about here, so that I can start placing down constructors and get an idea of what the scale is going to be. Weesh. Now, this is getting ridiculous enough as it is. So this is going to end up being like banks of 26, just for, you know, obviously one row of 13, another row of 13. So this is this would be 2/3 of what we would need. Like, part of me wants to make this 2 floors, just to try and condense this down a little bit, because it's fucking massive already. But what I might do is just extend this out a bit further, get that last couple of columns in, and then all of the assembler stuff can go on the next floor up, and then hopefully that will do. But that's not taking into consideration when Mark 3 miners come in and all of this gets over, you know, needs to be doubled. Fuck. Oh, this is just getting excessive. To the point where I'm not even sure if it's funny anymore. I mean, it's just getting me mildly concerned for my sanity. Oh, right, okay. So yeah, this will be 52. By the time it gets over to this one, that's 104. And then I need to move some of this stuff, because it's massively in the way at this point. I also stuck this constructor too far over. His arse is hanging over. I mean, this is going to be the underbelly floor anyway, so they're all going to move. But, yeah. Okay, so we're building to excess with this one. Just by a bit. This is going to be fucking bonkers. Oh, man. I don't know if I feel ill. I'm going to be spending forever sorting all of this shit out. But, I mean, even with with sorting things out with the Mark 3 miners, I don't think I'd really need to worry about this place for quite a while. And part of the fun is building to excess and seeing what sort of ridiculous shit you can do and come up with. So, I suppose this is going to be fine. Send help. I really feel like I need help at this point. I need somebody to save me from myself. I need to get rid of this fucking tree, that's for sure. You, me old chum. You're in the way. So, yeah. That's a good number of constructors. I suppose we should finish building the platform they're all going to stand on first. I know I whinge a lot, but once it's all done, I'm going to be well chuffed with this. I'm not sure we're going to need the output for steel pipes either, because if we're going to be like getting all of this set up for just in case industrial beams, we can use all of the throughput that we produce, or all of the materials that we'll be producing. We can definitely maintain the throughput on it. It's just making sure that the productions earlier in the chain get supplied, and whether or not we're going to be producing enough concrete. That's one qualifying thing that I need to remember. But yeah, I'm going to have to shift all of this stuff, because that's all massively in the way. How am I doing for materials for making constructors? I need some more cable. Pretty sure I've got some down this way. Yeah, I got loads. Got fucking loads, mate. Right, we have now met up with our impassable stuff. Yeah, let's just delete the rest of these constructors as well. At least the ones that are in range. Yeah, got you as well. I'm also running low on concrete, which I'm going to need to finish up a lot of this stuff. So, I got more down here. Yeah, I've got more concrete. Dump some of the stuff that I don't need, and try and figure out where I'm going to shovel this stuff. So, I'm probably going to have to just bring out some more storage containers over this way. Yeah, I'll just run things in like this until these things are empty. Which at Mark 5 speed shouldn't take too long. While it's doing that, I'll finish getting as much of this platform in as possible. And then we can really see where we're at. Okay, well I've completely exhausted my concrete supply for now. Could try and get another couple of columns of constructors in before I have to wrap the episode up, because I don't need to search for stuff. I am getting towards the end of my recording session, so I'm going to try and get some more stuff in place. Keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. It is going to be a bitch to sort out the belts for all this. Oh. It'll be fine. I can split a lot of it off into like Mark 1 and possibly even Mark 2 belts just to get the ratios right on everything. So it shouldn't be... It's just going to be time consuming more than anything. It's not exactly like it's going to be awkward trying to match ratios with like odd numbers. 'Cause it's all like, you know, one Mark 1 belt will be able to support 4 of these machines. So that's easy enough when it comes down to the maths. It's just going to be time consuming getting all of the belts in place. Well, I've installed as many constructors as I can. This thing is still emptying out. Good lord. How are we doing? You're getting there. Finally. And then we've still got this top container to empty out as well. Yeah, I'll try and finish this bit up between episodes. I'm just waiting for this container to finish emptying, to be honest. But I do need to shift everything over from these ones as well. So let me just set up some containers for these bits as well. Just wherever. Who cares? Right, what ones are going to need 2? Because not all of them do. You don't. You do. And you don't. Okay, so only one of them needs an additional container, and that's the stators. Because we got fucking loads of the things, and we're barely using them. Right, we'll take you out. Missing concrete. Well, that's just fantastic, isn't it? Come here. Right, that's all the materials being shifted, so that's something that should be done by the time I get around to the next episode. But yeah, I'll go off, grab some concrete, finish up these 2 platforms, and get the last of these constructors in so that we've got that bit out of the way. With, like, bearing the idea of further expansion in mind, I may build another floor on top of this and just leave it blank for another set of 52 constructors. And then... Or, no, it's not 52, is it? It's 156. Fucking hell, I've got to set recipes on 156 machines. And then I've got to do it again if I put in the Mark III miners. Why do I do this to myself? Why do you guys let me do this? Like, why do you guys not stop me? But I'll leave these, I'll get all this stuff sorted, and we'll come back and we'll start looking at the assemblers. There's not going to be quite as many of those, so that's going to be alright. The next floor above everything else will be kind of slightly smaller. I'm also wanting the old flap. There you are. I'm wondering, if I continue to build up, are you going to want to just charge through whatever I build like you do over there? I might try and work around you if I can. I don't know, we'll see how things go. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this episode up here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlists on the channel for more Let's Plays on metal covers. And give this video a like or a comment, just leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. Okay. That was nice. That was fun. Yay. Anyone hiding in here? Oh, you cheeky shit. I see you in that barrel.